Hey Hodies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hot Mess Tom and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to do another Critical Sass. It's been quite some time since I've done a Critical Sass, so it's time for me to jump back into the new makeup releases. Yes, honey, this is a new makeup releases video, so if you've never been here before, welcome. What I like to do on Critical Sass is I like to be very critical of these new makeup releases, celebrate what's good, but mostly I'm trying to talk myself and you out of these new makeup releases. Many of us have a lot of makeup already, and I'm sure a lot of us could satisfy the itch that some of these products would scratch with something that we already have in our makeup collection. So if that sounds good to you, I would love to have you subscribe and watch the whole video. In these videos, I like to utilize the resources Trend Mood 1, Makeup on Your Radar, and Point Click Vibes, which are all Instagram accounts that I will have linked down below, and some of the imagery that I will be using today will be from those accounts, so make sure you go follow them. A lot of the people who do new makeup release content on YouTube utilize those accounts. So if you're not following those accounts already, make sure you're following them. Support the accounts that make videos like this happen, because I know that this is a very popular format of video, and that's a lot of work what they do. And when they do that work, it makes my work easier. So we have to celebrate that. Okay, we're gonna celebrate that. I'm gonna try to breeze through some of the older stuff that I haven't talked about, and I'm gonna talk about the newer stuff at the end. And some of the stuff that I will be talking about has already released, but I'm just gonna throw my 2 cents into the ring. The new foundation Phyto Teint Perfection from Sisley, a mattifying transfer-proof high-coverage foundation powered by the Ideal Skin Complex to improve the look of skin quality over time. $125, 29 neutral shades with different undertones. Warm, cool, and neutral. Honey, that's a lot of white. It's a lot of white. I cannot lie, I'm always interested in a little bit of what Sisley's doing. If you missed it, I did a video where I talked about the Sisley Blur Expert versus one of my favorite blurring powders. It's called the Battle of the Blur. Maybe you should check it out if you haven't checked it out. All right, it might be a very good video for you to get very good information from. The thing is, Sisley is at this incredibly high price point, and I have only tried one thing. And that one thing came in packaging that is definitely bulk packaging, which I don't have an issue with a smaller brand doing, but whenever Sigma is using the exact same packaging as you for your powder, I have a problem with that, because what the am I paying $125 for from Sisley? Because custom components are very expensive. I do have a lot of curiosity about this, because it's just like, why is this $125? But let's go through what the words I said. Mattifying, not my favorite kind of foundation. I recently fell in love with the Guerlain Terracotta Le Temps that was passed on to me from my friend Khaki, and I like it, but I wouldn't have bought it. But that's even cheaper than this. So the thing is, I've spent $135 on a foundation before, and was the foundation good? Yes. Do I think it was $135 good? No. But I am willing to pay a pretty penny for a foundation. I'm willing to pay $75 for a foundation, because my favorite foundation happens to be $75. And price per ounce, it's actually not that good of a price, but I will buy it because I like it. High coverage, which is also not my thing. Transfer proof, cool. Bare minimum, I think transfer proof. Even with a dewy foundation, you know, I think that's what I want. It's a heinous shade range. It looks like I could wear everything on the lighter skin toned arm. Not good. But again, my curiosity is piqued. I would maybe buy this for myself and my own curiosity. I can't imagine a world where I would become like the person people turn to for Sisley information. I mean, I would enjoy that. Like I think I would enjoy talking about Sisley more, meaning just like trying more things, because I feel like while I do love a luxury moment, I also am very critical of luxury makeup too, because of the price point it's at. And if it's not offering me like a number of things, then it's like, you've wasted my time and money. And I hate that. And I have a feeling that this foundation would waste my time and money just based on what it is and what they said about it. Because that's what you have to really break it down. It's like, is this going to be a foundation for you? So if you have $125 and you're into all of those things, and you are fair or happen to be one of the medium deeper shades that they happen to have, then maybe this could be for you. I'll wait for another luxury foundation to tickle my fancy. Okay, I think there's more images of this, but I saved this back when it was sneak peeked. There's a new highlighter from Fenty Beauty that's either launched or is about to launch. The Fenty Beauty DemiGlow Light Diffusing Highlighter. This highlighter has a delicate glow and a baked texture. It's also known that there will be 9 shades. I think there's more information about this, since I'm not like really into like the highlighter life right now. I'm not like really into that fantasy. However, I think these look really beautiful and they look well thought out. And it's the first thing from Fenty in a while. And I know they just launched like a full range of concealers that people have been testing, and I've heard mixed reviews of that. But this is like the first thing that Fenty's launched in a while that felt like really well thought out. Felt like a lot of people might be interested in that and like might want that and might like it. It feels like refreshing, because I feel like Fenty's been missing the mark dark the last couple of years, and this scratches some itches. So like if I were to wear a highlighter, which I do always wear a highlighter, but it's not the star of the show anymore. I feel like there was a time in my life where I used to go out of my way to make highlighter the moment on my face, like much more into a blush moment. I'm getting back into like an eye moment. I mean, like I did a little bit of something today. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of like playing with my makeup a little bit more, and highlighter is not the star of the show. These look really beautiful, and baked highlighters tend to be very beautiful and very like good looking on the skin, even if you have textured skin. So I'm excited to see what happens with this, but I'm not in the market for a new highlighter. So are you in the market for a new highlighter? And if you are in the market for a new highlighter, what's like the real reasons, and will this satisfy your craving for a new highlighter? Or are you just buying it because it's new? And that's also some validity in buying something just because it's new. I'm just saying what we're trying to do here, like what the point of my channel is a lot of the time is to be like, what's this gonna do that your other highlighters can't do? I will say today I was putting on highlighter and I said, oh my God, I only have like 3 powder highlighters. I panicked a little bit, but then I realized I was like, I'm not really even using any of the 3. I've been using cream highlighters, if highlighter at all. I don't think I'd buy this, but I'm curious to see what other people say. So SKKN is coming out with makeup, which is SKKN by Kim Kardashian, SKKN by Kim Makeup, where skin-loving formulas meet high-performance glam. Meet your new makeup bag must-haves inspired by Kim's iconic smoky eye and nude lip. So there are 10 matte lipsticks, 10 long wear matte lip pencils. Lipsticks are 32, pencils are 22, and then there's a 12 pan eyeshadow palette for 50 doll hairs. The lip pencils and lipsticks, I'm not interested in talking about. I would like to hone in on the palette a little bit. Okay, so I'm a little bit confused. And here's the thing. So whenever Kim launched her skincare brand, before we knew the prices of it, I did a Critical Sass and I was like, this is not going to be expensive because her old brand wasn't expensive. So this is definitely like more expensive than Kim's last brand, a little bit, but not as heinously expensive as her skincare, which is confusing because I think what I would have liked to see for Kim to make something that was really expensive, but maybe had beautiful packaging. And that's what's lacking here. There's something weird about the way that this eyeshadow palette is packaged, because when I look at Kim's other launches that she's done, her fragrances, like that fleshy looking fragrance thing, weird, interesting, I'm intrigued. And then whenever you look at her skincare, it's kind of all of this like beigey, I love a beige moment, but also it kind of looks clinical, but it looks very clean, beautiful, great. And it looks like that packaging is pretty sturdy. And then I see this cardboard packaging, $50 eyeshadow palette. And the thing is, I would never buy a 12 pan nude eyeshadow palette from Kim Kardashian. I'd buy one from Viseart. I'd buy one from Makeup by Mario. I'd buy one from Danessa Myricks. I'd buy one from any either pro makeup artist funded brand or pro makeup artist brand. But I'm not going to buy a 12 pan matte eyeshadow palette from one Kim Kardashian because she is no makeup artist. So what is this formula going to offer me that someone else's couldn't? And I understand why in relationship to Kim this makes sense, because it's like, she does a smoky eye that tends to be matte. She's not all about the sparkle. She's not about the glitter, which I get, not everyone's into the glitter like I am. A lot of people compared this to Makeup by Mario's all matte eyeshadow palette. And I think a lot of us who are not blindly following the Kardashian path of those people and buying everything they want, and those of us who are not blindly following the Kardashians and then buying things to goof on their brands, like, because most normal citizens don't do that, but people do that on the internet all the time for clout. If you're not one of those two things, what would be the point of you buying this particular matte eyeshadow? Like, what could this provide you that the Makeup by Mario couldn't, that a Viseart palette couldn't? And also, like, these are going to be really handy. Yeah, but again, I'm not buying it from Kim Kardashian. I'm not buying that this was her idea. I'm not buying that she approved this packaging. I'm just not buying it. It looks really lazy. There's one thing that I would say about Kim Kardashian. She doesn't seem like she's a lazy person. And I think her old brand, while much cheaper and like not really something I'd be interested in, I was expecting, here's the thing. I think what the tea is, I was expecting with this new relaunch of Kim Kardashian's makeup brand, her old makeup brand I didn't give a flying fart about, but because she like had moved her skincare into like this very expensive price range, I was thinking that whenever her new makeup would launch, it would be like something like that. I don't need to buy a $50 eyeshadow palette to be like, it's fine, because I imagine that's what would happen. Like there's no point of me as a creator to buy a $50 matte brown eyeshadow palette to tell you that it is just fine. But if it was like $100 and there was something more intriguing to it, then I might be that person, but I'm not that person. So I'm just disappointed that I didn't care about this, but that's also good because I saved $50 and I'm sure her lipsticks are fine, but it's fine. Like, I could do a Kim Kardashian lip without her lip products. And I did. And I have. And I'm beautiful and I'm stunning for it, okay? If I hear a goddamn comment about me not having nails on and me not having earrings in, I forgot to put the earrings in. I didn't have intentions of doing that. But I hit record. It's Friday night. I want pizza. Give me the pizza. I'm Jennifer Lawrence. Where's the pizza? That's where I'm at, okay? Right now, whenever it comes to... I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. It's a Friday night and I'm so hungry. And it's pizza day. And I got a code from the pizza place I had already intended on buying pizza from for 25% off. Bitch, I'm going to order pizza, okay? Jesus Christ. Oh, here's the thing I don't care about, but we'll talk about because I'm sure you might. So Kosas, they released Kosas. One time someone left me a comment that Kosas is cow sauce in a language. They released the BB Burst Tinted Gel Cream, hydrating burst of pretty. A clean tinted gel cream that's a fresh take on tinted moisturizer. It delivers a refreshing burst of active skincare, light buildable coverage, and smooth, hydrated, natural finish. It's $38. I should in theory be interested in this. And like the words that I just said to you sound like things that I would enjoy in a foundation product. Because despite my oily skin, I do like things that are like light coverage, dewy, feel like fresh skin. I'm not buying that from Kosas though. Kosas is on this, whatever Kosas, and like, you know, I know I'll never be on their PR list, and I don't even know if I ever really want to try Kosas on my own dollar. Like, I seriously just don't know if that's like, I'm not going to do that on my journey. Like, it's not my journey to find out about Kosas. So like, I just have like zero interest in it. It's like, I've heard really good things about their concealer. Great. I've heard good things about their brow products. I did try their powder. He passed down secondhand, but it was like not the right shade. I kind of moved on it pretty quickly because I was like, it came and it went and I'm good. You know, like I didn't need that in my life. I also feel just like other brands are already doing what Kosas is trying to do, but like better. And like, what is this third complexion product that you're releasing that I can't get out of your other complexion products? Where have you failed? And who's asking for this? Maybe someone is. Maybe someone's knocking on Kosas' door. They were like, you know what you're missing? A tinted moisturizer. And I will say, most tinted moisturizers don't come in such a vast shade range. Most of them come in like a shade range of 5, 10 if you're lucky. Like, so there is that, but like, I'm just not interested, Kosas. And I thought for a second when it was called like the BB thing, I thought it might be like the Chanel thing or like what's that other brand? And like the new CoverGirl thing. And that's the other brand. Rose Inc. You know, I just don't know. Like, I can't remember all these brands. There's too many brands. Anyway. Yeah, so Kosas, it's just not for me. It's not my fantasy. It's like, I'm not living for this. Like, good for you. I'm sure people will love it because people always be loving Kosas, but it's not me. Like, I don't think I be loving Kosas, but if you be loving Kosas, that's great for you. So maybe this is something if you are a Kosas fan. I don't ever recommend like picking a brand and sticking to it. Like, I just don't recommend that because if you get caught up in the hype cycle, you start buying all the things that they release, even if they don't make sense for you. Praying for you Kosas fans. You might not need this, but you might like it. But you probably don't need it. And do you already have a tinted moisturizer? And is it empty? Are you close to being done with it? Like, what would be the point of buying this for you personally? I know I'm not buying because I just don't care. But I'm asking you the hard-hitting questions. I don't know why I did like a news anchor noise, but who asks hard questions? We just feel bad. All right, YSL is releasing some bronzers. I think these might be out already. It looks like there are 5 shades. Waterproof, sweat-proof, crease-proof, life-proof.
Club, another club, plain, next place.
Niacinamide, hyaluronic acid. Okay, first of all, it comes in brown leather, and like, not to be like picky, but like I freaking hate brown leather. I think it's so ugly. At least in their all hours, has a pretty large shade range in that. And then these bronzers let me down. Also, these bronzers all look orange. They look orange. All of them look orange. The deepest one looks red. I don't know. Also, like, YSL's been doing this, like, squishy packaging. And whenever they first started doing it, I was like, oh, that's different and fun. And now I hate it. I don't think I'd like, I don't want squishy. I don't want squishy. You know, sometimes I don't think I want squishy, and I do end up liking it. Like those Surat Souffle eyeshadows, which I was like, these are ew, gross. And then it's like, actually, they're some of my favorite eyeshadow products. All that being said, I'm not interested in this. I'm sure it's heinously expensive. Not for me. I'm not completely disinterested in YSL, but also for the first bronzer I feel like I've talked about so far this year, we're heading into spring. We're heading into spring. Can you tell by the colors? We're like getting close to spring. Fuck Valentine's Day. I don't give a shit about Valentine's Day. It's almost March, which means it's almost spring. For this to be the first bronzer release, I think poo-poo. No, gross. I don't like it. We can do better. Carolina Herrera is releasing the Chic Mono Eyeshadow Metallic. Elevate your eye makeup game with Chic Metallic Mono eyeshadows. 4 ultra blendable shades with a bold light reflecting finish. Easy to apply. The cream to powder formula goes on like a dream, delivering high impact color that lasts up to 12 hours without fading, flaking, or creasing. How's that staying power? The chic and collectible eyeshadow is housed in a jewel-like case ready to be customized and flaunted. Simply clip on a bangle and hook on multiple eyeshadow shades to create your very own bespoke makeup kit. I love a single eyeshadow like this. How big is it that I'm wearing this as a fucking charm? How big is it? Where is Shawn Mendes for scale? I simply don't know. There's boring ass colors. I can't say that the one in the top right doesn't, strike my fancy a little bit. I'm on an eyeshadow no buy, so this for me is an automatic no. I wouldn't buy this. Let's break this down. So they're cream eyeshadows. So that it doesn't really matter if they like bang off things because it's cream eyeshadow. It shouldn't break in motion. I cannot think of a singular scenario where I, in public, in front of another person, would go into a public bathroom or to a public mirror, go up and be like, my eyeshadow needs touched up. Let me just use my bracelet. Not only that, it doesn't look fancy. And what lipstick on my white Valentino? Why would I want my makeup to be a Pandora bracelet? I just don't understand. What year is it? It's 2024. Can we have innovation that isn't locket makeup? Oh boy, I'm tired. Oh, these makeup brands are testing me. They said, let's start out the year with this might be out and sold out, but there's a makeup release from Get Stoned, which is a brand I'm not super familiar with, but I'm sure if someone is, they will let us know in the comments down below. 10 high impact shimmers based off our top selling rhinestones, which must be one of their formulas. After reviewing the Isamaya Industrial 2.0 palette and sharing my feelings on that, I understand that there is a market for people who want an all shimmer eyeshadow palette. I'm not really in that market, so again, I'm on an eyeshadow no buy. I would probably buy, it sounds like they make these, maybe not all these shades in a single, but I'm sure maybe it's more cost effective if you wanted to try all of these shades to buy it in a palette. It might be less expensive than buying their singles. If I were interested in these, I would go the single route. But for anyone who might be interested in an all shimmer palette, I can't attest to these formulas. Maybe someone in the comments can. I just want to let you know that there is an all shimmer indie palette. And someone left a comment that they were like, I wish I saw more of them. And I was like, baby, do you know about indie brands? Because, sweaty, we have them. We have them. They just don't sell them at Sephora all the time. Here's something I was vaguely interested in, but I've kind of lost interest in, but I do want to talk about it. Make Beauty is releasing, or has released, I see people using these already, the Multi-Chromatic Metal Reflecting Eyeshadow. It's $24 each, and they're eyeshadows in compacts. I'm confused. I'm a little bit confused. They're not multi-chromes, which I'm okay with. I think calling them multi-chromatic is a stretch of the imagination, I think the thing that I'm most confused about, I'm gonna just show this picture, this image. What are you showing me? First of all, that's all matte. And second of all, is that the gradient you're showing me? So it's a sparkle gradient, which fine. That's fine. I did hear Kaki say that these pans are removable. So I don't know if they also sell just refills or they will just sell refills. I know Make Beauty sells refills for their other things. So I don't know if the refills are available yet, but maybe that'll be something that comes down the line. I do like a single shadow in a compact, which is great. Love that. But I also would probably just buy the loose ones if I were to try them, but I'm not because I'm on an eyeshadow no buy. I love pretty sparkly eyeshadows. I think these are all pretty colors. It's giving a little bit of Bossique, and I couldn't really tell from the footage that I've seen what kind of eyeshadow shimmer they are. Are they like the Fairy Lights palette from Glam Matrix, or are they just a high impact shimmer, or is it like the lid lusters, or is it less shiny than the lid lusters? From Victoria Beckham, I don't really know. I don't know what my arm's doing, why she went up there, but she said goodbye. I'm very tempered about my feelings about this. I think if I weren't on an eyeshadow no buy, this might be more tempting to me, but there is that thing about me being having that automatic no for eyeshadow makes the passing on this really easy. Let's talk to you. Let me talk to you. I have some questions for you. I think the one thing that most people who are makeup lovers have many of is eyeshadows, right? That's, I think, the thing that gets us all in, right? Like pretty colorful eyeshadow palettes. Whenever you look at that shade range, is your favorite color in that shade range a color that you have a million times over in your collection? And if that's the answer, what do you think that this particular sparkly eyeshadow is going to provide you that your eyeshadows can't? Based on the way that I've heard this described, it doesn't sound like an innovative formula to me, right? And I haven't seen anyone say that it feels like a super innovative formula. So it's probably not unlike a formula you might already have. So I just wonder, perhaps, maybe you wouldn't need the single shadow from Make Beauty. Like, I'm just wondering. Just think about it. I feel like a lot of those eyeshadow shades look like stuff I already have. It's cool that Make Beauty is like rounding out their brand by having shadows, and I love that they are refillable compacts. Love all that. Love it. But I think overall for me, it's like, I don't care. Maybe if someone was like, this is the most mind-blowing formula I've ever tried, that would feel more exciting to me. I feel like even in the copy that Make left for the brands to use or whatever, they just kind of didn't leave me super excited about the formula either. Trixie Cosmetics released something that I might be interested in for the first time, and it's so boring. So let me tell you what it is. Trixie released 2 eyeliners, and I think some brushes, you know, kind of like an assortment of other things too, but 2 eyeliners, a white gel eyeliner and a black gel liner. I am particularly interested in the white gel liner. I have seen some people use this white gel liner, and I have to say, I'm intrigued, Trixie. That's the first time I've ever said that about Trixie Cosmetics product. Tell them why. Now, while I do not really care for Trixie Cosmetics and a lot of the stuff that I've seen them release, like kind of just whoop, I don't care. Oop, I don't care. Like, I just don't care about most of the releases that Trixie does. I still like Trixie. Okay, so I'm always rooting for Trixie. And like, if you're not aware of Trixie Martell, I didn't even mean to say that. If you're not aware of Trixie Mattel, Trixie is one of the most successful drag performers that have come out of RuPaul's Drag Race. And she didn't even win the first time she was on. And she was one of the most successful drag queens before she went back and then did win the damn thing. I'm just saying she is very successful. This is one of her many, many ventures. She has her hands in a lot of pots, right? She's making money from a lot of directions. So I don't feel bad when I don't like her makeup brand, because me not liking makeup brand doesn't hurt Trixie at all. I do watch a lot of Trixie content, and something that Trixie has been adamant about consistently through watching her review makeup, try makeup, is that she needs a really good white gel liner. And I think KVD used to make her favorite, and then they discontinued it, and it was like a whole big ordeal. Or there was a drugstore one. Either way, there was one, and like she had been working on her own. I do believe that Trixie made the best white eyeliner in a pot that I could buy. I believe it. Because if there's one thing that a drag performer isn't going to fuck around with, is an eyeliner that smears all over their face. And so I may buy something from Trixie Cosmetics. And if I do buy something from Trixie Cosmetics, there's that gray lip balm that Anna always talked about. I might throw that in too. I would be interested in the gel black liner, but I have the one from Blink and it works pretty well for me. And so like, I don't feel like I need to buy the black one. But what will be interesting is if this formula gets finessed into some other colors. I could be persuaded, because I've been testing the waters of graphic liner recently. So like, you know, just like maybe Tracy Martell, I might buy one of your. I'm gonna. You know, I'll say it right here, because I haven't bought a lot of things makeup wise. I've been interested. I'm gonna Tracy Martell, I'll go buy your eyeliner. You're welcome. Briefly, I just want to show you these. Clarins is releasing some new lip oils, which is they already had a lip oil, but there's some new tints. So there's one that's yellow. The yellow lip tint. Now, I'm not a lip oil girly, so it won't be me, but I want the yellow one. I know this is green or chartreuse, but like, it's all the same. Yellow is green is blue. Roy G. Biv, they all bleed into one another, so how are they not all the same color? Am I wrong? All colors are the same. Rhode is releasing a cleanser, or has already released a cleanser. Natalie of My Skin Trist already has it. She got it in PR. I don't know if it's out yet, because sometimes, you know, the influencers, they get it before everyone else. The Daily Cleanser, Pineapple Refresh from Rhode. A refreshing balm to lather daily cleanser leaves your skin soft and bouncy post-rinse, gentle enough for morning and evening use, and safe for sensitive skin. Removes dirt, SPF, makeup, and impurities. Cleanses without stripping or drying skin. Locks in moisture. Helps protect against environmental stressors like pollution and extreme weather. $28. I think that's pretty fairly priced. A lot of things in Rhode are pretty fairly priced. I kind of talked about this, but I haven't talked about it early enough in a video for anyone to care. So I'm going to talk about it here. I have the Rhode Milky whatever essence. I love it. I love it. I feel like my skin sucks it up, loves it. I feel like my skin is better for it. I did not take it to the desert with me, and that was a mistake. What I'm saying is, even though I don't really care about the two other things they release other than the essence and the lip balm, now that I've tried it, I'm just kind of like, I'm a little bit interested. Like, I'm so sorry, but like, I'm just a little bit interested in what Rhode is doing. Like, I don't, like, how are they doing that? Like, why do I care about them? I just don't understand why I care about them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how did she do that? Like, how did Hailey Bieber, like, make me care about this? But I just don't know. But like, she did, okay? And I'm just a little bit frustrated about it, and I'm flustered. Can you see? I'm blushing. Like, I just don't even understand how this has happened. Anyway, I would try this. I have a cleanser right now. I'm not in the market for a cleanser right now. Well, the thing is, the cleanser that I'm currently trying it's completely opaque. So I have no idea how much I have left, but I just started using it not that long ago, and I feel like I still have at least a few months, but I certainly need a moisturizer. And I heard it doesn't smell like pineapple, for those of you curious. And I did want it to smell like pineapple. Whatever, I'll try it. Pineapple. I'm very spring. Don't make me sing. Don't make me sing. Let's move along. Do you want to talk about this briefly? Because I kind of was like surprised by it. MAC released a new matte formula. My friend works for MAC, and she was swatching the old shades against the new shades. So I think they're getting rid of their original matte formula. I really kind of like MAC's matte formula. Love the shade Whirl. It's one of my favorite lipstick shades I own. I actually have MAC lip liners on right now. They sent them to me in PR through Skeepers, formerly Octoly. My lips look big as shit right now. I love whenever a brand, if their formula isn't working anymore for the general masses, I think it's great to I think this must be they're just like, it was time. Because it's like, when was the last time they reformulated their matte lips? And I don't find their lipstick formula to be super fussy, but like, I could see how some innovations have come along since the last time they were formulated that might make them more comfortable and look better and wear better. So I'm fine with it. It's just kind of like, whoa, but it's like, also, it's not like the packaging change. It's not like a super exciting change for anyone. I think the people who are probably going to be the most shook up are people who like really love that lipstick formula. And that's probably the people who are like, I don't know what to do. I haven't listened to what Kat of the Kitsch Snitch has said, but she loves MAC lipsticks. I'm sure she'll test out the new formula, but I am curious what she thinks about the whole thing anyway. So I'm sure that will come up on her channel sometime. So go check out her channel if you are super invested in what's going on with these MAC lipsticks. And if you're not, you should be subscribed to her anyway. Beauty News is back. If you don't know what Beauty News is, I don't know what to tell you. Beauty News is the best. It's this, but better. Chanel is releasing their spring collection. I don't care about any of it except the Baum Essentiel in Mermaid Glow. For those of you who are newer to my channel or have never met me before, hi. I recently tried the Baum Essentiel. I have it. I own it. I don't say I tried it. I own it. I bought it. I have Rhode, and I love it. And I was like, would I love Mermaid Glow too? Here's why I'm not going to buy this, even though I do want it. Like, I want it. I would like it. I think if you've not tried them, it's like any other balm highlighter. Not in formula, but like in the way that like it's the color of it doesn't really matter. Like mine is pink. The shade that Jaje is like a pink champagne. It doesn't show up that way on my skin. It just looks like balm. Like, I don't think that there's any discernible shimmer in it. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, it just like doesn't seem to matter. It just kind of gives me like this beautiful candlelit glow. And I don't think that this is going to offer me anything that mine currently couldn't. So I'm mostly talking myself out of this, but like, also I think everything else in this collection is ugly as sin. I hate all of the colors that they chose. Now, spring is I think the toughest sell for me in colors. I don't love colorful makeup. As I say, with a face full of pastel makeup. You know what I mean? Normally I'm like brown bronzer, brown blush, brown eyeshadow. That's like my normal gig. So like, I don't care about all these other things that Chanel is doing. I'm like, tell me more about this Mermaid Glow Baum Essentiel. That's all I'm just tell me more about that. But I won't be buying it. Of all the dumbass shit I could be interested in this video, I'm like, this lip balm, this very expensive lip balm for your cheek? Yeah. Sue me if I like boring makeup. Fucking sue me. I haven't seen people talk about R.E.M. so much like since it launched. R.E.M. is launching some new stuff. There's a matte blush for $20, and then there's a bronzer for $25, some brushes, a setting spray. Why do we care about this? Listen, I think what happens, here's what happens. It's a blush shade range. We're going to get attacked over the next few months with bronzers and blushes. We're kind of getting on the other side of winter in America. I think when people see these first couple blush launches, they're like, oh my God, I can wear peach blush again. Holy crap. I don't even have peach blush already. I don't have pink blush. I never bought blush before in my whole life. I need to buy all the pretty blushes that come out. I say this as someone who's done that. And there is something about it. Like, you start seeing color being reintroduced to the fold, because not that like you can't do color in the holidays, but it's kind of like darker, solid colors that we do. And then like, I think people start seeing this really colorful makeup and they're like, there is hope in the world. Yet again, there's pink. And like, we all know that there's not really rules to makeup. Most people kind of follow the trends. It's like they do colorful makeup in the summer and spring. I transition to the dark. But there are also people who do hot pink makeup all year. It's like whatever you're into. I think that's great. I'm not yucking anyone's yum. You can do whatever you want. But it is weird how like we get the first blush release of the year and people are like, shut it down. Have you seen blush before? Like, have you seen blush? Have you seen blush? And I feel like this is happening because I don't all of a sudden care about R.E.M. beauty because they have blush. Like, I care less. I mean, I don't care less. I couldn't care less. Let's take a look at the bronzers. Again, not a great bronzer range. The undertones are better than the YSL ones. There's some different undertones happening here. So I could see some of these working for some people, but the deep one just kind of looks like a setting powder on the deepest complected arm on the slideshow here. They're selling a matte setting spray. Why does this person look like they just walked out of the ocean? Why aren't they matte? Oh, KVD is releasing some more Good Apple products. So there's the Good Apple Bronze and Sculpt Balm Duo, the Good Apple Blush Balm Duo. First of all, bronzer, the sculpting ones, they look like color correcting concealers to me, because there's like a peachy one. There's only one thing that looks like it could sculpt for my skin tone, and it's the medium one. The light one, I don't know what it's supposed to do with that KVD. It's a duo. Here's the thing. If you've been watching my channel enough for a while, you'll probably learn some things I will say almost any time we come across a specific product. And I'm saying it to remind myself and you, because we seem to forget. If we had these conversations a couple times and they haven't stuck, if you're buying things again and you like realize that, oh my God, I shouldn't have bought that because of XYZ. Let's talk about duos. Anytime there is a duo, you're going to use one side faster than the other. So in the blushes, if you like this formula, you'll use one blush all the time and you'll never use the other one because you like that one blush, but you don't like the other one. And then when you finish the one blush, you'll be like, wow, well, I don't need this other blush. Just buy a blush that is the color that you like. Because duos, and I understand, there are people who love like the having like for less getting more colors, you know, like instead of having to buy two whole shades. For me, and this might just be a me thing, I'm talking for me. If I use up a duo product and I use one side up, I'm going to just throw it away because I'm not going to use the other side. And that's pretty wasteful. You know, so like, I had to innovate and find ways to use the other side. So like, I think a lot, and I don't have this product, but the Hollywood contour thing from Charlotte Tilbury, the one that has the contour and the highlighter, I've seen so many people finish up that contour and then have to fight for their life to get through that highlighter, if they even bother. It's like no one's favorite highlighter, but they like the contour, but you can't buy that contour by itself. I think duos suck. I just think they suck. They're not great. Also, if you haven't noticed, my voice isn't fully back yet. I don't know what's going on. I think it's congestion from like the fluctuating weather. It's like 65 degrees in Pittsburgh right now. 2 weeks ago, it was 10 degrees. So I think my body's just like, what is going on? Also, I live with a 2-year-old. So I'm probably sick from whatever he's carrying around. I wasn't sick before that child moved in. I was fine. Melt is releasing some Petite stacks. Which they had these before, right? It's cringe. I'm so sorry. I hate to say this because I feel like Melt used to mean something. I'm 54 minutes into recording. I'm like, being in the makeup industry has made me lose my freaking mind. I've gone off the deep end. But Melt used to mean something, okay? It used to mean something. It used to mean innovation, challenging color stories, dark, cool, grungy, gothy, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then like, this is what they're doing now. Oh, it's so cringy. Like, I feel bad. Like, I feel bad. And that's not to say that these couldn't be a beautiful formula. What I've heard, and I've not ever had a stack from Melt. But I feel like the whole reason they moved away from the original stacks was because people didn't really care for them. And then they started making traditional palettes. They released these mini stacks. And I feel like I saw my friend Steph, who is the style stumbler here on YouTube. I feel like she tried these or talked about these, and then she talked about how I feel like she talked about how annoying it was to find what shade you were. And it's like, buy a mini palette, buy a mini eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona. These are $30. These stacks are $30. Natasha Denona is cheaper. Well, I don't know anymore. I have no idea what anything costs anymore. I used to know the prices of everything when I worked at Sephora because it was like I was talking, I bought groceries the other day and I have no idea how much anything costs. I don't. All that to be said, it's cringe. Dolce & Gabbana is releasing a face palette, the Anna Millier palette, a multi-finish eyeshadow and face palette that offers versatile colors and finishes to create looks that empower the natural beauty of women. Women only. Only for women. Are you a non-woman? Not for you. Only women. It's women's. It's from women's. It's women's. Okay, now I don't want to talk about this anymore. Women. It's for women. I can't talk about it. I'm a stinky old them. Women. Finally, we're wrapping up with something that I might buy. Christy Ann Louboutin is releasing foundations. Now, I haven't tried any of Christy Ann Louboutin's makeup. I was in a marketing class in my college, and my professor, who was not of this world, he read this article about Christian Louboutin, and he said, no lie, Christy Ann Louboutin, which sounds like a figure skater from the 90s. And now welcome to the ice, Christy Ann Louboutin. If I'm a drag queen, I am Christy. If there are 100 drag queens, I'm Christy. If there are 0 drag queens, I'm dead. I don't think that's how that joke works, but I'll be here all week. I haven't tried anything from the Louboutin line. I've thought about it many times because I'm curious, and also I want to touch the spiky packaging. But did you know that if you've never looked into this, to buy the powders, like the eyeshadows and the face products, you have to buy that separate, but I don't think they're magnetic things. I don't think I could just buy the refills. But again, what would be the point of buying the refills without that packaging? Anyway, I want to touch it. I want to feel how heavy it is. I want to experience it. I'm just so intrigued. Is it heavy? I don't know. And no one talks about that. Tangent. One of my biggest freaking pet peeves of other content creators, and it's of no one's fault because I don't think anyone else cares about this. I need you to tell me what it feels like to hold that thing. I need you to tell me. I need you to say it's heavy, it's light, it's metal, it's glass. I beg of you to tell me about the experience of holding that thing. Because for me in makeup, it's 70-30. 70% of it has to be pretty to look at. 30% has to be it's really well performing. It's not 50-50. I'm vain. Tell me how it feels. Anyway, so I have no idea how heavy these are, what these look like, or what, anyway. Let's get back to the foundation. As you may know, I love foundation. I love it. It's not because I'm uncomfortable in my skin or whatever. It's just kind of I just love foundation, I just love it. And so I'm just this foundation is intriguing to me. It looks like a Sailor Moon, one of the Sailor Scout wands. I know I'm saying that wrong. I watch the American dubs, okay? So they're Sailor Scouts, and it's Lita, Sailor Jupiter's Lita, and not whatever they call it. Anyway, it looks like the thing. And I understand that there are 2 other cosmetic brands that I won't name right now that also have products that are similarly packaged. But something about it being Christy Ann Louboutin releasing packaging that looks like Sailor Moon wands, I'm well, I have to know. I need to make a self-purchase purchase for a gift, and I'm if it's there, pitiful shade range. Again, I'm not delusional. I like absurdly priced things. I don't know. I'll tell you. It's just what I like. I like stupid things. I think when we talk about luxury brands, we know that. But also the light shades, it just jumps around. It's a crazy shade range. I kind of like that they swatched it on these people's legs. Well, swatched it on these people's I understand that that's just Photoshop, but I like the look of it. So it's a subtle enhancer for airy comfort, buildable coverage, no transfer, long lasting, radiant finish, vegan hydrating formula. It actually, it sounds like a lot of things I like in a foundation. And if nothing else, we could have some fun. You and I, we could have some fun. We can talk about it. That's the last thing. I don't know. I might buy it. I have, the other thing is though, I have a lot of foundations right now, but I also know that this would not be a purchase for my channel. Because I try to make those decisions. This would be purely, I'm interested. Christy Ann Louboutin said, knock, knock. And I said, Come on in. It's a vampire. They're sucking my neck. My youth is being sucked out of my body by Christiane Louboutin. That wraps up this Critical Sass. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I would love to have you subscribe. So the next video that I'll post on my channel is called the After Sass, and what I do in that video is I take all the things that I was interested in and all the things that I think are popular from this video that I don't own, and then I try to find things in my collection that I think would scratch the same itch, and I put them on my face, and then at the end I should be like, I don't want any of those new things. And what I do in that video is I try to encourage you to do the same if you're very interested in any of the new things. It's like a reflection on what we do here, so I'd love to have you here for that. But overall, my channel is mostly about loving my makeup collection as it currently is. I try to dedicate one video a week to like new stuff that I got either through PR or purchasing for the channel, like review kind of stuff. And then the other videos I try to do more, just focus on the makeup, like my regular makeup, the stuff that I already own, the stuff I love, the stuff that I want to hit pan and all that kind of stuff. So I'd love to have you subscribe for that. What I really want to do is help myself and help you build the habit of being more discerning about makeup and what we are actually purchasing and what might make sense and what doesn't make sense for us to purchase. Love to have you subscribe. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships. It's patreon.com/HopeMessTom. The rewards, it's the same on both. I do an additional video every month. February, I'm doing 2 videos for Patreon and channel members because I missed January because I've been not well. And I also do my podcast with Kaki of Kaki Reviews Beauty. That releases every Tuesday. There's no pressure to join my Patreon. Watching my videos, engaging with the content, commenting, liking, and sharing my videos is the best way to support me. Patreon, it's not a better way to support me, it's just a different way to support me. But thank you to all my current patrons and channel members. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate you all so much for that support. And I think that wraps up the video. I have another podcast that's free on Spotify. That's going to be bi-weekly coming up here. It's just been slow on the take up. We're trying to get back into it. So we hired an editor. We have an editor that's going to work with us. So that's going to be more regular. And that's that. Okay. Remember to follow your hope and you'll find me. I'll see you in my next video. Go forth. Tits out. Bye-bye. And I understand that. And so I would expect maybe a little bit higher price point if you invented, oh my God, there's warm light coming from this way, cool light coming from that way. How'd that happen? I would program lighting if I knew how to, if I knew how to hang it. I say things like that all the time. I'm like, I could run the world if I cared enough to. The problem is I don't. Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. I was like, where's my phone? You had me, you lost me, you're wasted, you cost me. I don't want you here messing with my mind.